So obviously, recently Carl Froch and BRICKTOP have been having their back and forth, and I just find it funny because both of them are known as to be the most bitter men in British boxing, and for them to be having a go at each other, I just find it hilarious because of obviously their reputation. I don't even understand why both of them could be bitter. I mean, both of them are legends in UK British boxing. Obviously, we know everything that Carl Froch has accomplished in his career. He's become obviously a four-time world champion. He had a historic run where he beat John Pascal, he beat Lucien Boutte, he beat not Carl Froch, sorry, he beat George Groves twice. He beat loads of good fighters. I mean, he beat Arthur Abraham. He's been in there. The only fight that he really lost to was Andre Ward. Obviously, he lost to Mikhail Kessler, but I think he beat him once or twice. I mean, I think he beat him once, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't have a third fight. But anyway, let's be real. In terms of his resume, Carl Froch is legit. He beat Jermaine Taylor. He's a legit fighter who's been in there. And he became a multi-millionaire. He became a four-time world champion. He became famous. So I don't understand why he's such a bitter guy. Then obviously you got BRICKTOP, who's literally been promoting UK boxing for the past 40 years. He promoted Prince Nassim, he promoted Ricky Hatton, he promoted Tyson Fury. He's been in there, like he's promoted the who's who of boxing for the past 40 years. And you got these two men that are so successful relative to their career, yet they're so bitter. They just cannot get over their bitterness and their pettiness. And the thing is, right, like, it's funny seeing them both go back and forth with each other because both of them are known to be bitter. Now, what they're arguing about, I think they're mentioning the fact that it's got to do with Joe Calzaghe and Carl Froch. I think Carl Froch wanted a fight with Joe Calzaghe, and then I think Frank Warren said something about him. I don't know exactly what it was about, but they've just been going back and forth, and I just find it hilarious because, like I've just mentioned before, they've got nothing to be bitter about. Both of them have accomplished more than their peers have. I mean, Frank Warren is, say what you like about BRICKTOP, but he's an absolute legend in the sport. I mean, he's known to be a legend. Don't get it twisted. I don't condone him as a person. Like, I'm not saying he's the best person or he's not screwed anyone over. Or I mean, there's a reason why he got shot. You don't get shot for no reason. He must have done some shady things, as most promoters do, as we're finding out about Eddie Hearn and such. But to be honest with you, like, both of them are legends in their own right. So for them to be going back and forth, I mean, it just shows there's something about boxing that's got a bit of vindictive, corrupt nature to it. Whether it's the promoters, the fighters, it festers a negative, bitter energy to it. I think even Eddie Hearn mentioned it himself. He said when he first came into the game, he was fresh-faced and he was full of optimism. But after being in the game for a long time, it beat him down and it turned him kind of a little bit evil and twisted. And he said he looked at promoters like the Bob Arums of the world and BRICKTOP, and he's like, I don't want to be in the game for too long because it might turn me bitter and such. So I think there is something to that. There's definitely something to that. It can turn you into a bitter man, this sport. And it shows because both of them are the most successful, relatively speaking, one of the most successful people in their sports, yet they're so bitter against each other. I mean, there's something about this sport that just festers that energy. So tell me what you think below. Who do you think is right in this argument? I mean, it's petty and it's not even worth really discussing, but I just wanted to use it as a talking point to just talk about the culture of boxing in general. Like, why does it breed these type of people? There must be reason behind it. I think you need a certain narcissism to succeed in this sport. And let's be real, BRICKTOP and Carl Froch are incredibly successful, but that bitterness comes from a place of narcissism and greed and wanting attention and wanting to be the best in your profession and such. I mean, where else does that come from? It comes from that. And there's a reason why they became so successful, because they have that edge to them. But tell me what you think below. Do you think what I'm saying is true, or do you think what I'm saying is a lie? Tell me what you think, and tell me what you think about both of them in general. Like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace.